Boom. Good morning. No video this morning because I don't want to try and kill the internet. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy day after Thanksgiving. Glad to have everybody with us. Please bear with me for my voice. I don't know if I'm getting sick or just too much live shows and killing the throat, but horrible sore throat. So bear with me while it's a little raspy and scratchy and all of that good stuff, and we'll see how much we can get through the show. So because it sucks today, let me tell you. Good morning, everybody. It's been getting old. I'm not used to going live 3 hours a day every single day, so I think that the live shows from last Saturday, Sunday, Monday were a killer on my throat, and then obviously live shows from last Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We went live every other day or every day. I don't think that helped at all, but hey, we're still here. We're still grinding. We're still chit-chatting, right? I'm not giving you guys note cards, so we're making it work. We're making it work. But we're going to see how far along we can go. Let me tell you, I came prepared. Actually, this morning I got up. I couldn't even talk this morning. I mean, we're in a small town, Williams, Arizona. Up in northern Arizona, it's snowing. It's freezing, flipping cold. Snowed overnight, a bunch. Well, a bunch for what we're used to. I wake up, I can't even talk. I'm like, oh my God. I went to bed. I'm like, all right. You know, it's just sore throat from talking. It'll get better. So I got up this morning. I found out there is a grocery store in town. They do have a Starbucks, so I was good there. But I went and I got some moisturizing spray for the mouth. I mean, I went all out. I got some hot tea, although I somehow stepped on the box. We got some Chloraseptic sore throat, fast-acting numbs on contact. We got some cough drops. And just in case it ends up being a cold, I'm not sure if it is or not. I think it's just a sore throat. I got me some cold medicine. So we're prepared. Never SKC, good morning. William, good morning. Shapendi, good morning. Matt, good morning. JD, good morning. Mr. Beeman, good morning. Don Doe in the house. Ty, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we're here. I just tried this stuff here. Biotin Moisturizing Spray, Gentle Mint. It actually was kind of a help so far. I got a little hot tea. I got a coffee. And then, of course, I try and go live this morning, and for some reason I wasn't able to get the internet to connect. So, got LT, good morning, sir. Got hotspot running, so we should be good to go with the new processor and the computer. But if for some reason I drop the feed, I will attempt to reconnect it. Oh man, I got tons of cough drops. Tons of cough drops. Tom, good morning. Jeff, the medicine man. Man, I hope so. Fresco Bar 45, good morning. Sean, good morning. Fast Freddy in the house. Fast Freddy, first one to, I didn't even know they were doing a one-day only sale today. I had no clue until I got a little alert last night. Fast Freddy jumping on board. The first one, as soon as they announced it. Fast Freddy jumping on board. A one-day only sale. Antonio, good morning. You know, normally you guys pick up 3 days, $99, or you guys, you know, they do a double up where you get 6 days for $99. Well, they just went all out, and they did a 2-week package of premium or my personal place. I had no clue they were doing it. I actually asked for a 2-week package before March Madness, and they're like, no, we're going to keep it the way it is. And then sure enough, one day only sale, 2 weeks of premium place for $250. So if you're one of the people that keep buying every 3 days, you end up spending $250 for like 7.5 days. Marcus Glass, no, the one day only sales today. All the Black Friday sales are going. They're all still going all day long, and I believe all weekend long, I think. I have to double check. But the one-day only sale is for today. They just started that late. They announced it late last night, but for today. They just announced it late last night for today. What am I looking for, Antonio? I can check when I get off the show, but if the 48 and a half last night, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to check on that one. But yeah, we dropped that one, my game of the week. Everybody that was on my game of the week, we did, or wasn't on it, we did drop it. And for everybody that was on it, you guys will get my next game of the week that I put out. No questions asked on that one. I do believe we were on the right side of that game last night. Plenty of opportunities to go over, and if we played it again, I'm sure we probably would hit it. But you know, I can't make any excuses for that one. They decide to go for two, they go for two. They miss it, they miss it. They miss an extra point. Well, they miss an extra point. Exactly, Antonio. Play calling. I didn't get a watch. I watched very little of that game because obviously, you know, we're up here camping. But I saw some of it. I saw in the beginning Atlanta 4th and 1 from the 2, and they passed the ball. Oh, of course, no Julio is always going to change. No Julio, no Sanu is going to change the defense that they're going to play, but that's not going to. The play calling from Atlanta should definitely adjust to that accordingly. But 4th and 2, and you pass it, and you make a bad pass at that. Or sorry, 4th and 1 from the 2. JD, I like it. That's a good one. But no, we definitely had a chance on that one, and unfortunately, just didn't go our way. If you're one of the individuals that wanted to send me a nasty email in the middle of the night saying how ridiculous it was that we had the over 48.5 and it didn't cash, well, you should probably stop sports betting because there's just some things that are out of your control. I'll take responsibility for putting us in that direction. However, I ain't the kicker missing the extra point, the 42-yard field goal. Deciding to go for it on 4th and 1 and make a bad pass. All I can do is put us in the right direction to give us the best opportunity to win, and I think we did that. Unfortunately, we just didn't win, unfortunately. But, hey, today's a new day. It's not the first time we lost a game of the week, and I'm sure over the course of the next year it won't be the last time. But we don't lose too many of them, but when we do, we bounce back, hammer home strong, and we take care of business. Matt, thanks for jumping on board the company's game of the year. Same thing with you, Sean, Mr. Miles, Mr. Bass, Victor. I see you guys all jumped on board it this morning. I'm actually just logging in. I see a few of you jumped on board. Raul as well, jumping on board my the personal play 2-week package, Fast Freddy. My personal plays have not been sent out yet. I'll be sending them out as soon as we get off the live show. Big John. It's changed a little bit, but it's not in. It actually was a tad bit overinflated, which we were prepared for. So it's all good. It's all good, Big John. William, good morning. Tuning in via text message. On your way to Biloxi, please travel safely. Please travel safely, Sean. Next time I'm out that way, we'll have to get together. We'll have to do something. We got a lot of clients down in that neck of the woods. LT, Danny Daniels. Where is Danny Daniels? Where's our brother Danny Daniels at? I got to meet him with Who Dat Bob, tailgated with Who Dat Bob, Danny Daniels. All Who Dat Bob's family and friends. But yes, safe travels on your way to the books there in Biloxi. You guys actually got some real nice books there. You really do. You should be excited for the books that you have there. I actually like how they incorporate restaurants into the theme, and good food and lounging opportunities. You come out here and you get hot dogs, and that's about it. So it's actually kind of neat to see that. I was actually really impressed. I believe they sent out an email letting everybody know, Cappers Nation Live, that we were live. I'm going to do a recap of yesterday's games. Ron, good morning from Canada. Rio Seek, good morning. Tom, good morning. Joe? Joe, I don't know what day the game of the week will be next week. Got to take a look at the game schedule and see what's out. More than likely. You know, I try and have one every week, but if I don't like something big enough to like just absolutely pound a game, then I won't put one out just to get you guys a game, if that's what, you know what I mean. It's got to be something. It's got to be game of the week type of. It's got to be a game of the week type of shit. Ron, thank you. Ron says best show and capper of the business. I appreciate that. Randy G, if you can watch the last 3.5 minutes of the Falcons game, so pretty bizarre play calling. I heard something about it. I haven't really watched it. I haven't watched the ending of it, but I saw some updates and some little clips on Twitter and stuff. But I'm definitely going to check it out. Thanks for the heads up. But yeah, it was. I heard about it. No, you got to remember, we post the lines before, and they'll probably go update it right now because they just posted the premium plays 20 minutes ago. And on the premium play, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. What the total of one of the premium plays? Well, there's only one total. And Trent, do me a favor, text me what line you have. Oh, I see. Oh, you mean going up? I'm assuming you're getting a 1.5 higher. If you are, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It was actually, believe it or not, really undervalued when we put it out. The line was I was actually shocked it was so low. I expected it to move and move quick. I know that's why they tried putting them out before, the big books opened, and, big books opened, some are just now opening up 20 minutes ago. It's probably why you saw the line change. Tar Heel Tim in the house. What's going on, sir? Dem boys, what's going on? Matthew, good morning. The other Matt, good morning. Eliza Rodriguez, good morning. Didn't see you jumping in there. Black Friday sales going on all day long. And what we're going to do, guys, is, I'm not in the office, so I can't guarantee, our internet where I'm at right now. So what I'm going to do is, I got a cool little setup here. I got both my laptops rolling as well as my iPad. So we should be good to go. It's just going to be depending on the internet. But Kiddo, good morning. But no, we should be good to go. We should be able to rock and roll and As long as my voice holds out. We'll be good to go, that's for sure. Well, 1 second, folks. Alrighty. Get this show on the road. I know you guys are ready for a big day. I know I am. And Nas, if you're watching or you watch the replay, thanks for giving me a recommendation for some eatery in town. We're going to probably check it out tomorrow. Maybe today. We'll see. Craig Engel, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, brother. If you guys are on my personal plays will be texted out as soon as we're off the live show. I guess I still have calls being forwarded to my cell phone. Hold on. Cappers Direct. Cappers Direct. Yes. Yeah. I know. How can I help you? Say that again? What do you mean? Yeah, you'll end up getting you'll get my game of the week next week. The next game of the week. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, you get my next game of the week. Okay. All right, buddy. Thank you. Yep, come join us live. We're live on YouTube right now. Okay. All right, buddy. Bye-bye. All right, we are back. Morning, Bobby. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thanksgiving weekend. Chuck, good morning. Brand new day, baby. Brand new day. Arkside, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here. We're surviving, that's for sure. A little flipping cold out. David, good morning. It's 28 and snowing. Well, I guess that's warm compared to where some of you guys are. But we've got a winter snow warning. How about that? How about that? They're saying that we could get up to 26 inches of snow today, which I hope they plow the roads up here because we were planning on coming home in the motorhome sometime tomorrow. Not sure if that's going to happen or not. As of right now, I don't even think I could get out of our camp spot. I think it snowed a 1.5 or 2 feet between when we got up here yesterday and last night. I know they plow the campground, but I mean, my Jeep gets out. And I made it to Starbucks and the grocery store to buy some throat spray and some throat lozenges. Yeah, ENB90, I didn't see the game. Raymond, you need to get home today. It's still snowing. I ain't getting home today. That's for sure. That's for sure. No, we had fun yesterday. Went to a place called Arizona. Took the little one there. Little drive-through wildlife park. Saw the Arctic wolves. Had a bear in front of us. And I'll see if we may go back today. My little one loved it. William asks, how's my little one like the snow? Oh, she's been in the snow many times for all our Colorado trips. But she loves the snow. She loves the snow. She just learned yesterday that she's capable to stick her tongue out and eat it. So, alrighty. So I'm going to get all the information up. I want to break down some of these games for you guys today. See how far we get before my voice or my voice gives out, or the internet, one or the other. And then if you're on my personal plays, I'm going to be texting those out. Egg Rio, exactly. Yeah, just no yellow snow. You can eat all the snow, just no yellow snow. As long as it's white, you're good to go. As long as it's white, you're good to go. Alrighty, give me 1 second here. I'm going to log into all of our systems, get everything up and running. So while we're doing that, let's post up in the comment section what you guys like. We haven't done that in a while, so let's get that in the comment section. That way everybody here is able to help each other out as well. So that way you guys can help each other out on what you guys are doing. I'm going to pop up our stuff here. It's a little slow, a little hard on two smaller screens that I'm used to, but we're going to get it working one way or another. One way or another, we're going to get it up and we're going to get this show going. So post up in the comments who you guys are liking today, who you're betting, who you're taking, who you're not, what you like, what you don't like. That way we can get some live chat rolling through the live chat. And then I'm going to get all this good stuff up. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm almost ready. I'm not looking at the live chat, so if you guys are asking me a question, you got to bear with me for just a minute. And if it gets noisy in here, whatever, just remember, I'm not in the office. We're actually in a campground and borrowing their business center. They have a little business center with a computer and a desk, and so they let me graciously move some things around and have some fun today. Alrighty, hold on. I'm about ready. Alrighty, 29th. Almost ready, folks. And we're going to break down some games. I'm going to get you guys on a good free play today. I know Arizona yesterday, I can't believe they actually struggled. Surprisingly lately, quite a few solid teams have been struggling over the Thanksgiving weekend. They're winning outright. They're just not covering the spread, which doesn't put any money in our pockets unless you're taking them on the money line, which obviously you ain't taking a big favorite on the money line. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, I'm back in the comment section, taking a look, see what we got. You know, Tom, I saw something about it, but I did not see the contest. I mean, I saw the contest. I saw them send an email, but I didn't participate in it. Oh, wow, that's a good guess. Joe Dwyer likes college hoops, UNC and Oregon over. Bowling Pros likes Bowling Green over. TCU over for LT. Very nice. Never as KC, I think, is jumping on board. Thank you, sir. Michael, I was able to log into 5 Dimes earlier. And I'm in it right now while I'm live. Well, it's in there. I'm in there without any issues. James H., good morning. Thank you. I did have a great holiday. Hope you guys as well. Alrighty. Oh. Alrighty. Let's start breaking down some games, taking a look at some football. We'll take a look at the Toledo Central Michigan game first. Randy, we'll do that one next. The Kent State Eastern Michigan. We'll do that one after the Toledo game. After the Toledo game, we'll do that one next. Yang, thanks for jumping on board with us. I know you're new to the company. I see you jumped on board our game of the year. I think you guys will all like the game of the year. Never as KC, thank you, sir. Always going to be a good time today. Not often we put those out. Not often we put those big ones out. And for everybody that doesn't know, you need to be signed up by 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's after that, all right? It's one of those games after that. Matthew says he's got Kent State covering. We're going to talk about that one because that game was actually on my radar, and there's something that made me switch, and I ended up laying off of it. And I kind of like where you're leaning at, Matthew, but we'll break down that game as soon as we're done with Holy Toledo, as Fast Freddy says. And for everybody that doesn't know, the one-day only sale, this is what Fast Freddy jumped on board. 2 weeks of premium plays or 2 weeks of my personal plays, $250 on sale. That's added. All the Black Friday sales are still going on, so if you're jumping on board a Black Friday sale, you still got today to do it. They just added that one to the mix of the Black Friday sales, and that way you guys are able to take advantage of something good. So alrighty. First one up. I got to get my live odds up here. But the first one up, Toledo Central Michigan, game 317, 318. We've got two teams already bowl eligible. I think this will be a good game. I don't think by any means it'll be a blowout or anything like that. All right. One more page we got to open up right here. Live odds. Get the live odds up. All right, guys. 317, 318, Toledo, Central Michigan. Central Michigan opened up as an 8.5-point favorite. It has been bet up even bigger than that. It's up to 12.5 right now. I do see 13 at a couple books. Westgate just moved it to 13. The BetMGM app's got it at 13. However, if you're looking to bet Central Michigan, you could still get it at 12.5 in a few books. Matter of fact, see any of the CG Technology books, believe it or not, will have it at 12 still. They'll still have it at 12. Taking a look, guys, straight up. Toledo 6-5 straight up. 4-7 against the spread. There's Danny Daniels. What's going on, brother? Glad to have you with us. Central Michigan 7-4 straight up, 8-2-1 against the spread. They have been a spread covering, money making team for quite some time now this season, putting money in everybody's pocket. Taking a look, guys, you'll see. Let's start with Central Michigan coming off a 2-game win streak. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games. let's see what they did. All right, they took care of Eastern Michigan, beating them 42-16. They took care of New Mexico State, beating them 42-28. They also got rid of Bowling Green 38-20, and then they ran into Buffalo. All right, they lost to Buffalo 43-20. They came back, slaughtered Northern Illinois 48-10, and then they got rid of Ball State last week. Whoo, in a nail-biter, 45-44, and it gave that saw nearly 90 points scored. Now, the other side of the field, you got Toledo. Holy Toledo, 4-7 straight up. They've covered 4 spreads. They've got 5 straight overs. As a matter of fact, I forgot to say that Central Michigan's riding a 6-game over streak as well for the total going over. Toledo coming off 2 straight losses. Toledo struggling as of late. They've actually lost 4 out of their last 6 games. Excuse me. Losing to Northern Illinois 31-28, as well as Buffalo 49-30. Before that, they had wins over Kent State. They struggled, beating them 35-33, but they did get the job done, and then another close game against Eastern Michigan, beating them 37-34. Here they get the old Central Michigan. All right, a lot of Michigan teams, but here they get Central Michigan, and it should be a good game. All right, it should be a good game. Should be action-packed. Central Michigan 5-0 on the over at home with head coach McLean at the helm. Favorites are 10-0 straight up and against the spread in the Central Michigan Toledo head-to-head series, dating all the way back to 2009. All right, guys, they play each other every year, and favorites are 10-0 straight up and against the spread. Favorite covers and wins outright 10 straight times, 10 straight years. All right, you'll find out Toledo averaging 29.1 points per game. Run-heavy program, averaging 237 on the ground. However, over the year, they have been able to move the ball. They're averaging 213 passing yards, as well as a 237 on the ground, averaging 5.4 yards per carry and 7.6 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against a Central Michigan defense that gives up 28.6 points a game on average. They've been holding teams to 123 rushing yards and 244 in the air. So both teams are in the negative mark on turnovers. So both teams have been plagued by turnovers. -6 for Central Michigan, which is on the high side, and a tad bit higher, even more than that, -8 for Toledo. I look forward to seeing how Toledo, who is a run-heavy program, who averages nearly 240 on the ground a game, can run against the Central Michigan defense that's holding teams to 123 yards rushing. Now, when Central Michigan has the ball on offense, they average 31.4 points a game. They average just 185 yards rushing. I know, just, right? Well, it's 50 yards a game less than what Toledo is going to be doing. They don't run the ball as much, but they average 185 on the ground and 259 in the air. They'll be going up against a holy Toledo defense that gives up 30.6 points a game. They give up 211 rushing yards a game and 258. And like I said, they're -8 on the turnovers. Central Michigan should be able to run all over, pass the ball, do pretty much whatever they want against the holy Toledo defense. And as far as the air game for Toledo, they should have no problems moving the ball downfield against Central Michigan as well. But what's going to remain to be seen is that big run-heavy offense for Toledo that averages just under 240 rushing yards a game. Are they going to be able to rush the ball against Central Michigan, who's absolutely just stopping the run? I mean, demoralizing, stopping the run. So going to remain to be seen what happens there. But as far as this game goes, I don't have a play on this game. Obviously, I kind of, I think the total is priced right. The total opened up at 62.5. The total is up to 65, although I see it at 64.5 in most spots. 64.5 seems to be about the average here in Vegas. I think the total is priced about right, just enough to really put a confusing aspect in your head. 65 is that magic number, 64 is that magic number, and taking a look at what both teams do on offense and defense, what they've done together before. Both teams' last games went into the high 70s, but you could take a look at some similar games that there's very little consistency in trying to match something up. So this one, the Toledo and Central Michigan, the total I'd stay off of. If I leaned anywhere, I'd lean on the shitty defense and the big run-heavy programs and probably take the over. But the turnovers, -8, -6, it just depends where the turnovers happen. If the turnovers happen in the other team's end, then watch out. There'll be a high-scoring game. But if the turnovers happen on the wrong side of the field, it could stall the scoring, that's for sure. So the total I'm off of. The side I do lean towards Central Michigan, but I liked them when they were at 8.5, 9, and even 10. I'm not a big fan of them at 13. So everything on this one is a stay away for me. Everything on this one is a stay away. So complete stay away for me on this. Marathon continues, says Central was my lock this morning. Kong, you're late. You're late. We already, actually, we didn't do the recap of everything, but we did recap the game of the week. We lost it. We had the over in the Saints game. Shoulda, coulda, woulda on that one. Before we do the next breakdown, full recap of what we did yesterday. Matter of fact, let me check all the games. Premium plays ended up, because of Arizona, ended up splitting out. And potentially the Ole Miss player peeing like a dog after scoring a game-tying touchdown, what should have been a game-tying touchdown, and putting the game in OT, or them going for 2 for the win. More than likely, they probably would have kicked it and took it to OT. Kong, it wasn't even that. We didn't even need the turnovers. Missed field goal, missed 42-yard field goal, missed extra point, missed 2-point conversion, 4th and 1 from the 2 for Atlanta, and it was all she wrote. We had the making of a really, 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 really solid day yesterday on premium plays, and it's just some that little mishap for the Ole Miss player probably pushed that total. Probably would have more than likely went over when it went to overtime, so we dropped that one. We hammered home the Detroit Lions +6. Nice dog there. I don't know how many people actually asked me, are you actually gonna, bet the Lions? Are you really gonna bet the Lions? Do you really like them? Yeah, we put it out. I like the Lions. They dominated for pretty much the entire game. Yeah, JD, it should have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We were on the right side, and it one of those ones that didn't happen. Yeah, Pepperdine, they had to come out and play the game of their life. And, I've seen Pepperdine play quite a bit growing up in Southern California. And, matter of fact, my uncle used to coach the basketball program there years ago. And yeah, they definitely played their game of their life against Arizona, and they hung strong and busted us covering the spread. But we had the Lions, we had Marquette, so I ended up 2-2 after starting to a hot start. And then my personal plays ended up 3-1 yesterday. Nice big 3-1 day. We dropped our first one on the USC Trojans men's college basketball, laying 14.5 against Fairfield. They were up big. I think we were up by like 19 at one point with plenty of time to go. And lo and behold, I checked back and seen the score with like 2 minutes to go. And I said, holy hell, Fairfield made a game out of it towards the end. And USC did not cover. So we dropped the first one, but we came right back and hammered home 3 straight. We hammered home Wake Forest. In that odd line, when it first came out, it was laying 2.5. Then they were plus 3.5. So very, very, very interesting lines there. But we hammered home Wake Forest plus 3.5. They beat Charleston outright, so that was a nice winner. Kong, you have any questions, just do me a favor, text me. You got my cell phone number. But yeah, you're fine on that line. And it shouldn't be higher. It actually moved the opposite. But if you have any questions, just feel free to text me on it rather than post it in here. There's not that many games on the board today. But hammered home Wake Forest, like we were saying. The Buffalo Bills +7. Yes, we were on the Bills +7 yesterday. I see we got a frozen screen again, or for the first. There, we got it back. So we were on the Bills yesterday, plus the 7 against Dallas, smashing them. And to be honest, I should have made that one my game of the week. But actually, no, the game of the week, even though we did drop it, we were on the right side of that game, and I'd play it all over again. I'd play it all over again for even more money. So so we dropped that one, and then obviously I had the Saints laying 6.5 yesterday against the Falcons. So overall, yesterday, not a bad day, with the exception of the one big one. So that one sucked. But hey, not much you could do with that. You miss an extra point, you miss a 42-yard field goal, which is practically should be a gimme in the NFL, especially indoors. You miss a 2-point conversion. You fail on 4th and 1 from the 2. 2 turnovers in the other person's zone, and you still convert nothing. Dropped pass, settled for a field goal. Another dropped TD pass, settled for a field goal. All within the 5-yard line. I mean, it's just shoulda, coulda, woulda, if you know what I mean. You know, and there's nothing you can do about that. There's literally nothing. You know, so sometimes, you know, you got that, you know, can't do no wrong mentality and luck rolling on your side. And then there's some times where you get every break goes against you. And unfortunately, the members' bounces, the breaks did not roll our way. And lo and behold, here we are. Unfortunately, if you know what I mean. So, but it's okay. It'll be a nice big bounce back for everybody today. Fresh Cabarro, the over was spot on. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Fast Freddy. Biotine. It worked. And believe it or not, it doesn't even hurt when I swallow. It worked. I'm going to start endorsing this shit. It works. I have to keep it with me when we do the big live shows. That, and I'm drinking some a plantation mint tea, although I'm about out, so I might have to make another cup of coffee or cup of tea here in a minute. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. You know, I do believe we were spot on, but you know, hey, I've had games where we've been spot off, and we were not supposed to win, and we end up winning. You know, and you get that lucky break, and then there's games where you have every opportunity to go, and you just get bad break after bad break after bad break going your way. So, you know, hold on one second, folks. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, it happens, and you move forward from it, and that's all you can do, you know. So next game up that we're going to do, because I want to do a bunch of these games for you guys if we can. I would love to. There's some really good games. As we said, you know, in college basketball earlier in the week, definitely some low-hanging fruit today, if you know what I mean. There's some games that, I mean, we have our game of the year later, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's a couple games today that I see that could have potentially been a game of the year. The way that the lines materialize and all that good stuff. Excuse me. In 1 second, folks. But we'll do the, what was the next game that we were going to do? I got it on my list right here. Oh, the Kent State Eastern Michigan game is what I said we'd do. Ty, nothing like low-hanging fruit. Yeah, absolutely. Hillbilly cool. If I could, I would. Trust me. Trust me. I want you guys to jump on board my package or the premium play packages. If I could give away the game of the year, I definitely would. But that's the one that they don't let me touch. But Chuck, we're 0-2 on free premium plays. You're actually 3-2 on the week, Chuck, but thanks for counting. Hillbilly cool, no harm asking. Oh, hell no. Ask away, you know what I mean? I learned that in the Navy. You don't know until you ask. However, sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission and do anyways, if you know what I mean. So that's why sometimes I give away stuff that I'm not supposed to. But this one, they've already said, trust me, I've been trying. But you can't go wrong with what I put out today on my personal plays or even the premium plays. That you can't. But yeah, definitely, there's never no harm in asking. James H. has Virginia Tech, and Virginia has a good overplay today. As JD said, absolutely, yeah. Well, we might have lost that one, but we'll take care of you and get you on the next one. Take care of everybody. Where's my live chat? David Kotz, how many O's am I putting on the game of the year? Well, there's a couple numbers, and then there's 3 O's. But the first number starts with a 2. And then there's another number, and then O's. And you got to remember, I'm not in Vegas right now, so I'm in Arizona right now. So unless I'm betting more on 5 dimes later, hold on 1 second. All right. Tom's a very good guesser. I think Tom knows me too well. Alex, good morning. Alex, send me a text message. I meant to send you a text message yesterday. Somewhere between what Tom said and Chuck said. Fast Freddy, it's defense and then killing the clock. Hillbilly cool, the 250 is good till midnight. Yes, the 250 is good till midnight Pacific time. But if you buy at midnight, obviously you'll start tomorrow if you buy it after the games. But I don't call this very often, and as you guys know, when I do, it usually happens. But I don't say this very often, and I'm spot on when I do say it, but I've got a feeling there's somebody gonna be taking out the brooms in the campground later on today, and that's me. So I love what we're putting out, and I love my games even more. So I'm calling for it right here. You guys heard it here first, but we're gonna be dusting off the old brooms just like we did not too long ago. So you may not want to miss that one, Hillbilly Cool. You may not want to miss that one. But yeah, Alex, send me a text message, brother. For some reason, I couldn't find your number in my phone. And I know it's in there, but for some reason, I couldn't find it. Hold on one second. One second. The missus is texting me. Anthony, my games I'll be sending them out as soon as we get off the live show. Depending, can we go back on buy 3 days, get 3 days free? Unfortunately, they don't have that one. Had Jerry, after the storms come the broom? Absolutely. Thanks for jumping on board Game of the Year, Jerry. I just saw that. Kong, definitely premiums are due for a big sweep as well. As far as the buy 3, get 3 free. Yeah, Joe, you can, here's my email address. Send me an email, Kyle@cappersdirect.com. You'll like it, David. It'll be, it should be a good game. Barring somebody breaking a leg, we should be good. Even if they break a leg, I still think we'll still be good. But no, my games will be out as soon as we're off the live show here in a little bit. Back to the Shapendi. Can we go back on buy 3 days, get 3 days free? I wish, but they do have the, which is basically the same thing. It's literally basically the same thing. 2 weeks of premium plays for $250. So, or 2 weeks of my personal plays for $250, which is basically the same thing as buy 3 days, get 3 days free. Because you'd be getting six for $100. Basically, you can be 12 for $200. Alex, I did. Thank you. I'll send it as soon as we're off the live. I don't want to take too much time to text it up, but yeah, I'll text you as soon as we're off live. You'll like it. Because I know you were talking about jumping on board either the Guaranteed Saturday package or the combo package. Kong, how long have we been live? About an hour. But we got started pretty quick. So, all right, let's jump back into the Kent State Eastern Michigan game because we haven't even started that one yet. I want to do at least a couple more breakdowns for you guys before either the internet gives out up here or they kick me out or my voice goes out. One of the two. All right, guys, Kent State 5-6 straight up, 7-4 against the spread, needing a big win today to become bowl eligible and go to a bowl game. They'll be going up against a 6-5 Eastern Michigan team who's already bowl eligible. They're 5-6 against the spread. Line on this game, guys. Eastern Michigan opened up as a 3-point favorite. They're now laying 4. Total opened up at 65. I see 67.5 at the Westgate, 68 in some other places. But for the most part, 67.5 is safe to say is where it's at. Thank you, David. You're going to love it, man. You're going to love it. And you'll love the ending of it. Should be a nice big cash. Kent State 3-1, straight up and 4-0 against the spread in the last 4 head-to-head meetings between these two teams. Eastern Michigan just 2-8 against the spread their last 10 games at home when favored by 7 or less points. So when they're a small favorite, they have not been covering spreads. They've been letting games that are supposed to be close be close. You'll find out, guys. We'll look at the numbers here real quick, but Eastern Michigan riding a 2-game win streak after losing 2 straight to Toledo and Buffalo. They came back. They beat Akron, which just about everybody did. They beat them 42-14, and they beat Northern Illinois 45-17 just 10 days ago. Now, the other side, Kent State riding a 2-game win streak after losing 3 straight to Ohio, Miami of Ohio, and Toledo. They came back. They beat they beat Buffalo 30-27, shocking the world. They beat Buffalo, and then they beat Ball State 41-38 as well. Kyle, you need to do a guaranteed Saturday and Sunday football for a year package. We basically do, but what it is we don't have the Sunday football package. You know, obviously, so we only do like 5 to 8 of them a year. So they have a guaranteed Saturday package. It's $9.99. I mean, guaranteed Saturday is normally $150 a week. Occasionally, they'll put it on sale like this week for $50, but usually it's $150. But they have it on sale for $9.99 for the entire year. So it's basically buy 7 of them, get 45 of them for free. So they have that. Then they have a combo package with a year of guaranteed Saturdays and a year of my personal game of the weeks for $14.99, which is, believe it or not, our #1 selling package in March Madness. So they do have that basically, but instead of it being the Sunday plays, it's my game of the weeks, which you'll get a lot more game of the weeks than you will the Sunday plays, because the Sunday plays, they only do, you know, on average 5 to 8 of them a year. So it's much better the other way around, the way that they have it. I do too, Ryan. I think it's a winner. I think it's a winner. All right, guys, back to Eastern Michigan and Kent State. Kent State, guys, averaging 26.8 points per game, 175 yards on the ground, rushing 40 times a game at 4.3 yards per carry on average. Just 28 passing plays. However, they've been averaging 214 yards in the air at 7.7 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against an Eastern Michigan. Hillbilly, cool, I see that. Thank you. Thanks for jumping on board. Thanks for jumping on board. All right, back to my notes. Where we go? They'll be going up against the Eastern Michigan defense. Eastern Michigan has been giving up 30 points a game on average, 198 yards on the ground. They average giving up 4.7 yards per carry, as well as 228 in the air at 7.9 yards per passing attempt. They're actually +5 on turnovers. So, you know, hats off to Eastern Michigan being in the plus category on turnovers, but so is Kent State at +3. So both in the plus category and not by much of a difference, just 2 turnovers so far through 11 games apiece. So when Eastern Michigan has the ball in offense, you're going to find they're averaging 29.4 points a game. They average 125 rushing yards. They struggle to run the ball, averaging just 3.9 yards per carry. Excuse me. They average 32 rushing plays to 34 passing plays. They average 270 in the air at 7.9 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against a Kent State defense that gives up 31.5 points per game. They average giving up 261 on the ground and 206 in the air. Now, Eastern Michigan, no doubt about it, struggles to run the ball. But if they're going to have a game where they're able to establish the run, it's going to be against Kent State that can't stop it. So I look to see how that pans out for them today. Now, I did have this one. Hold on one second, folks. I'm logging into my email so I can check that email. It didn't show up on my phone, so I'm checking on the computer. Oh, there, I see it, Joe. It came in on the computer for the Joe, I'm responding to you right now. I just sent it right back to you. I did have this one on my watch list. My first and my second and my third take on it was Eastern Michigan, laying the 4. They're going to absolutely smash Kent State. And then I started doing a little more digging. I almost made it a play. Matter of fact, it was going to be my 4th play. And I almost made it my play. And I held off for a reason. When I started taking a look at some of the teams that Eastern Michigan struggled with, a month and a half ago, they're both trending in the right direction, both coming off 2 straight wins. Kent State beating Buffalo, a shock in the world, and as well as Ball State beating them by 3. And then you take a look at their couple losses before that. They lost by a touchdown to Ohio on the road. They lost to Miami of Ohio. They lost to them by another touchdown at home. They lost to Toledo by 2 points on the road in Toledo, which is a team that Eastern Michigan lost by 3. Yeah, they beat Buffalo. They beat them by 3. But remember, Buffalo just smashed Eastern Michigan just the beginning of the month, just a couple weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. They annihilated them 43-14. Then they just beat up Ball State 41-38 in a very close game. In a game that Eastern Michigan lost to Ball State 29-23. So no, I'm not basing it off of that. I think Kent State has a lot to play for. They need a win. They are in a must-win situation if they want to play in a bowl game. Jared Ruby, thank you, sir. They're in a must-win situation. They're riding high after beating not only Buffalo, but Ball State. They had a couple very close games that they could have won. They could have beat Ohio. They could have beat Miami of Ohio. They could have beat Toledo. They very well could have had a different aspect. Those are 3 games that could have gone different directions. It could be a 3-loss Kent State team if they would have played just a tad bit better, and all that was just a play or 2 here or there. And obviously, that affects, and they did lose those games. But I think Kent State's trending in the right direction here. I think they have a lot more to play for than Eastern Michigan. And for that aspect, I didn't give them out. But if I was going to, it was going to be, I was going to switch it up at the very last minute. So here's a nice big lean for you guys. But I completely throw it to Kent State plus the 4 right now. Write it down on this sheet right here. So after I originally thought Eastern Michigan was the play, I think it's the opposite. I really do. I really do. So I could be completely wrong. Kent State may come out and get their butt whooped from my original train of thought. But after doing a little more digging, I think Kent State's going to be the play on that one. So I do lean towards Kent State. I don't have a bet on it. I probably won't, just for the aspect of what I liked all week long in Eastern Michigan and then switching it up at the last minute. But I lean towards Kent State. I think it's the play. Now, next game we're going to break down that I do not have a play on, but I'll give you guys my opinion. Iowa and Nebraska. Nebraska coming off a big win over Maryland, smashing them 54-7. And then you got Iowa riding a 2-game winning streak. They've won 4 out of their last 5. They beat up Purdue, Northwestern. They actually shut out Northwestern. They barely lost to Wisconsin, 24-22. They rightfully should have a 5-game win streak. Then they came back. They beat up Minnesota, the red-hot Minnesota. And then beat up Illinois by 9, 19-10. So Penny, can we have a free premium play today? I'm not sure which one I'm going to give out. I might have something special for you guys. I'm not sure. So we'll see what I give out. I'm not sure just yet. That's a 2:30 Eastern time game, guys. Iowa 8-3 straight up, 5-6 against the spread, 3-8 on the over. And then Nebraska, 1 win away from being bowl eligible. 1 win away from being bowl eligible. They're 5-6 straight up, 2-9 against the spread, 4-6-1 on the over. All right, taking a look at the odds on this game, Iowa opened up as a 3-point favorite. That line quickly went up. I see it at 4.5 at the Westgate, although MGM, Caesars, and a bunch of station casinos all have it at 5. So if you're looking to bet Iowa, I'd bet it sooner than later. That line is moving, and I definitely expect it to go even higher. Now, as far as the total goes, total opened up at 48.5. It is down to 44.5. The total is down 4 points, and being bet down. All right. Nebraska coming off their big win over Maryland. Before that, they had 4 straight losses to Minnesota, where they lost 34-7. Indiana, where they lost 38-31. They lost to Purdue 31-27 in a close game. And then they got smashed by Wisconsin 37-21. Road teams are 4-3 straight up and 6-1 against the spread in the head-to-head series. They did play last year with Iowa beating Nebraska 31-28. Iowa was a 8.5 point favorite at home. They did not win that game, or they did not cover. They won the game, they did not cover. However, it did go over. Matter of fact, 3 straight games have gone over, as well as 3 out of the last 4. All right, time for some more Biotin. Throat is starting to kill me. Ugh. Lovely stuff, let me tell you. Although I'm sure drinking hot tea right after taking it probably didn't help me at all. Hold on 1 second, folks. All right. All right, back to Iowa and Nebraska. Iowa 8-2 against the spread on the road when they're favored by 7 or less points. Nebraska 0-9-1 against the spread at home against solid passing defenses, yielding less than 6.2 yards per pass attempt. Michael says Nebraska with the upset. Look at everybody discussing the Virginia Tech game. We'll try and break that one down. We do have a play on that one, so I don't know if I'll give you guys I'll definitely be an unbiased opinion, but we'll see if I give that one out or not. But we could break down that game. Iowa 7-0 on the over on the road against strong passing teams, averaging more than 7.9 yards per attempt. All right, guys, Nebraska averaging 28.4 points per game. Run. Nebraska's going to try and establish a run. They average 44 running plays to 27 passing plays a game. They average 207 yards on the ground at 4.7 yards per carry. They average 223 in the air at 8.2 yards per passing attempt. They may only make 27 passing attempts. They only average completing 17 of them, but they're usually for big plays. All right, they're usually for big plays. They'll be going up against a Iowa defense that's been stingy, averaging just giving up 12.2 points per game. They average giving up 115 rushing yards a game, as well as 191 in the air. All right, and believe it or not, Iowa +6 on the turnovers. Nebraska even Steven at the big goose egg 0. So turnover advantage definitely towards Iowa. Should definitely factor a turnover in their favor. Now, when Iowa's got the ball on offense, they average 23.5 points per game. Not the highest scoring, but their defense has been what's winning them games. Mr. Parker, if you're watching, sir, I see you just jumped on board for Game of the Year, as well as the 2 weeks. 2 weeks of my personal plays. I'll be texting out my personal plays starting as soon as we get off the live show. As soon as we get off the live show, my personal plays will be going out. If you're watching. If not, we'll be talking to you soon. But Iowa averaging 132 on the ground, struggling to run the ball, 3.7 yards per carry, averaging 242 in the air at 7.4 yards per carry. The Iowa offense has just lacked much motivation. I mean, they struggle to run the ball. They make a lot of and they run the ball a lot, 35 rushing plays a game, averaging 3.7 yards per carry. I mean, they're going to run. They're going to run not as much as Nebraska, but they're going to run a lot. All right, they're going to run even more rushing plays than passing plays, and hopefully they can establish the run because they're going to need to if they're going to want to hold off Nebraska. Now, they'll be going up against a Nebraska defense that gives up 27.8 points per game. They average giving up 185 on the ground at 4.6 yards per carry, as well as 210 in the air. All right, and like I said, they're a goose egg on the turnover. So as far as this game goes, an opinion on this game, I like Iowa. But Nebraska with the must-win situation, if they want to be a bowl-eligible team today, they definitely need to win, and Iowa can stop that, and Iowa should be able to, based off of their defense alone. Iowa's defense should be able to stop what Nebraska can do, but it's just going to remain to see if Nebraska is going to be able to if Iowa will be able to put up enough points to not only beat them, but cover the spread. So if I was going to bet it, I lean towards Iowa laying the 4.5. Little Dizzer, good morning. RX Sunny bought the game of the year. Nice, fantastic. Glad to have you. Don't forget, guys, Black Friday sales going on all day long. They added a one-day only sale for today only, which gets you 2 weeks of premium plays or 2 weeks of my personal plays for $250, which is a smoking deal. And it's basically the same thing as buy 3 days, get 3 days free, except you're getting 2 weeks. You're getting 2 weeks off the top. Alrighty. Now we'll go do the game that you guys are asking for, which was the Virginia Tech game. So we'll go back up to game 315 and 316. I'm looking for some Kleenex or tissue. It didn't blow my nose. Kevin Voss, I see you just jumped on board, sir. Thank you. I see we got a whole bunch of new signups jumping on the website today. Glad to have every single one of you a part of Cappers Direct and the Cappers Nation live shows. And again, if you guys are new to the channel, first of all, welcome. We go live 7 days a week. All right, we go live 7 days a week, 365. We're actually doing our weekend time slot today. Normally, Monday through Friday, we go live at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Saturday and Sundays, we go live 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, which is what we're doing today and yesterday. So we'll be live again tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific for our Saturday edition Cappers Nation live show. We'll break down even more games. I'll be in the same spot. I'm not in the office. But they got us a cool little spot to film from. So we know the owners at the little RV park here, so they were very gracious to let me overrun their little business center in the morning. James H says just to tell everyone to play the over in the Virginia Tech Virginia game. All right, so we will be live tomorrow. But for everybody that's new, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button down below. All right, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified every single time we drop a free play. It doesn't matter if it's a live show like this or a pre-recorded show, you'll be notified. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified. And I promise you, there's nobody breaking down games like us and putting you guys on the winners long-term consistently. So hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell next to it. That way you get notified each and every single time we put out a video. And then when you're done with that, if you appreciate all the hard work, do us a big favor, give us a big thumbs up in the video, because we certainly appreciate it when you do. And without further ado, let's get down to business with the Virginia Tech-Virginia game. All right, guys, game 315, 316. Taking a look at the odds on this game. Virginia Tech opened up as a pick. Kyle, don't forget Vegas March Madness getting all together. Absolutely, I'm here, so whenever you guys want to. I will be there. I'm there every March Madness. I don't leave. That's a fact. That's a busy time of the year. I think we work like 43 days straight that time. Although I work pretty much every day anyways. Virginia opened up as a pick. It quickly went to Virginia Tech laying 2.5. It's actually at 2 right now at the Westgate. MGM properties have it at 2.5. William Hill has it at 2.5. CG Technologies just bumped it down to 1.5. Getting some action on Virginia. Money line set at 135 on that game. Total opened up at 49. It is down to 48.5, and it's down to 48 at William Hill, 47.5 at CG Technologies. So it's definitely trending in the downward direction. All right, when you're taking a look at these two teams, let's go ahead and dissect them. All right, you've got Virginia riding a 3-game win streak. They've actually won 4 out of their last 5. They beat up Duke 48-14. They came back. They lost to Louisville 28-21 by a touchdown. And then they lost to North Carolina. Excuse me, they beat North Carolina 38-31. And then they came back. They beat Georgia Tech 33-28. That gave them some problems. And then they just smashed Liberty in a gimme game 55-27. Now, the other side of the field, all right? Virginia Tech riding 3 straight, riding 6 out of 7 of their last games, all winners, all right? Dating back to October 5th, they beat up Miami 42-35, beat them by a touchdown in Miami. They came back, they beat Rhode Island by 17, 34-17. They squeaked by North Carolina at home 43-41. They lost to Notre Dame in a game that they had a chance to win. They lost 21-20. They came back. They beat up Wake Forest 36-17. They smashed Georgia Tech 45-0, which is a team that Virginia struggled against. And then they just smashed Pittsburgh 28-0. And we've rode both of those games so far, their last 2 games. Matter of fact, their last 3 games. And if you guys remember, Virginia Tech hasn't given up a point in 2 games. All right? 45-0 and then 28-0. So Virginia Tech defense riding strong and riding real strong. And you're going to see it in the numbers, all right? Let's start with Virginia Tech on offense. They averaged 31 points a game, 173 on the ground, 209 in the air. Not a high-flying offense, right? They average 3.9 yards per carry. They're going to run the ball nearly twice as much as they pass it. They're going to ground and pound you. When they do pass the ball, they average 8.6 yards per passing attempt. They'll be going up against a Virginia defense that's been stingy on the points, holding teams to 22.9 points per game, holding teams to 119 rushing yards a game at 3.4 yards per carry, as well as 204 yards in the air at 7.2 yards per passing attempt. Both teams are in the negative when it comes to turnover differential, -3, -3 for Virginia, -2 for Virginia Tech, so not much of a difference there. It's actually surprising that you've got a 8-3 Virginia Tech team who's still negative on turnovers on the year. Usually when you find that big of a team with 8 wins going into the last week, they usually are in the plus category. But Virginia Tech has still found the way to win despite turning over the ball and not creating as many turnovers, more turnovers than they actually turn over. They'll be going up against, Virginia when they have the ball. They average 33.2 points a game. They average 124 on the ground, so a team that struggles to run the ball. They average running 34 plays, rushing plays a game at 3.7 yards per carry. They're going to pass the ball, and they're going to make some very effective passes downfield. They average 257 yards in the air at 7.1 yards per passing attempt. They're fairly 50-50 when it comes to passing plays or running plays. They're usually differentiated by about 1 to 2 plays a game, sometimes 3 or 4, but usually just a couple more passing plays than running plays. But that's generally because they found themselves down, with the exception of their first 4 games that they won in the year when they beat up Pittsburgh, William and Mary, Florida State, and Old Dominion. But they'll be going up against a Virginia Tech defense that has been on their game. Virginia Tech's D has not given up a single point in 2 straight games, all right? They're holding teams to 22.3 points per game. On average, they're holding teams to 118 rushing yards a game at 3.4 yards per carry, which is a nearly identical 1 yard off compared to what Virginia gives up. And then they're giving up 230 in the air at 36 passing plays a game on average, holding teams just 6.4 yards per passing attempt. And I think the lights just went out. So we're in the dark. I think the power, well, we're in the mood lighting setting. We're in the mood lighting. Hold on. Let me see what happened. Remember, we're up in the snow, so bear with me for a second. Hold on. Hey, did your lights go out? Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. I guess somebody didn't know we were back here. So we got lights back on. Anyways, we're back. I guess I paid the bill. They paid the bill. All right, Virginia Tech 15-0 straight up and 11-4 against the spread against Virginia since 2004. They have won 15 straight times. Is today going to be number 16? Or is Virginia going to sneak in and end that 15-game drought? All right, Virginia Tech 10-0 on the under their last 10 games on a winning streak of 3 or more games. So when Virginia Tech's defense is rolling, they win games, flat out. Now, Virginia, on the other hand, here they are, looking for a big game. They're already bowl eligible. Both teams bowl eligible. Here's a rival, in-state rival. They're looking to finally get rid of that 15-game tag. All right, 15 straight games losing. So Virginia's going to come out. As far as the scoring goes, I have a play on the side of this game. Actually, we have a play on the side of this game. But as far as the total goes, I know some of you are in here saying that the over is going to be a lock. The over 48.5. But as far as the total goes, I'm off on the total. I don't have an opinion on the total. I can plead a case for it being extremely high scoring as well as it being a tight, low scoring game as well. Benny, just as the promotion said, winner, you get my next game of the week free. So you'll end up with my next game of the week free. I mean, it sucks to lose a game of the week, but it happens when you miss a 42-yard field goal, miss an extra point, miss a 2-point conversion. You fail to go 4th and 1 on the 2, drop a touchdown pass in the end zone, drop another touchdown pass in the end zone. I mean, shit happens. Mr. Brackens, no problem, sir. Some people in their nasty emails are... Never mind, I'll just... Oh, Raymond, I'm replying to your email right now. No, it's not Raymond with the nasty email. All right, Ray. I just replied to your email, and you should be good to go on it. 100% you should be good to go on it. I know what you need to be able to bet. But no, I was reading an email before you. let's just put it this way, not very ladylike of the lady to send emails like this. But hey, you know, sometimes people bet beyond their means, and that happens. But no, Raymond was not the nasty email. Raymond was the good email. Raymond was the pleasant email. Yeah, we'll clarify that one. No, wasn't Raymond with the nasty email. Wasn't Raymond with a nasty email. Hey, you know, you miss a field goal, you miss an extra point, miss a 2-point conversion, and everything else they missed out on, you know, shit happens. JD, there'll be UFC next week. UFC FC will be back next week with a killer UFC card for everybody. All right. So, what we're going to do now, because it's already 9 o'clock, games start in, what, an hour. I have to text everybody that's on my personal plays and my plays. So, it's going to be a busy morning for me. Need to make sure everybody's on them and making money. So, what we're going to do now, I mean, I'd love to stay live with you guys all day long if I could. But don't forget the one-day only sale. It ends tonight at midnight. And I'm telling you guys, you want to be on it before midnight. That way you make the money today. Because I don't call a sweep very often, but it's coming today, boys and girls. 2 weeks of premium plays or 2 weeks of my personal plays for $250. Hell of a deal. Smoking deal, actually. And then what else is there? Besides our game of the year, college football game of the year, $50. Got to be signed up by 3:30 Eastern time. I have 2 early games, Marcus. 2 early games and 1 right in the middle of the day. Exactly, William. Wife would kill me if I was live all day long today. So we're going to go play in the snow here in a little bit. But I think I got a text from her. She woke up. I think I actually have a cold, and I think I gave it to her. So hopefully everybody feels a little bit better. Awesome, David. Glad to hear. Once you win, David, send me, take a little picture of your ticket. Send it to me. We'll show it off on the show. We'll show it off on the show when it's all said and done. Don't post it. Please don't post it. Send it afterwards. Kyle and Snow, don't go. I love to snowboard. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? All right, going to give you guys a nice big one that I think will be a nice, easy winner for you guys. The line is moving, so you're going to want to bet this one quick, although it does start in an hour, so not that you have much time to wait. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to put it up in the comments for you guys. Cold and Kyle, maybe. Yeah, I'm not a cold person. That's for sure. But don't forget, guys, the Black Friday sale's going on all day long as well. All right, guys, free premium play. Bowling Green, Buffalo, over 53. If you guys get it at 53.5, I'm sure you'll be fine. We actually put out the game this morning to all of our premium play clients at 52. I know the total has already gone up. Total moved up a point to a point and a half already, which is not a big deal. I'm not worried about a point difference in that one. So don't forget, guys, get on board the game of the year by 1:30 this time, 12:30 California time, and 3:30 Eastern time. This time change. Who changes or who doesn't change time with daylight savings time? Where's our Arizona people at? I'm not sure, Alex, if it's going until just tonight at midnight or through the weekend. But you're better off jumping on board the sooner the better. That way you don't miss it. Because once they're gone, they won't bring them back. But I'll send you a text message here in just a little bit as well. All right, guys, hang tight, and then my personal plays will be coming right out to you guys here in just a minute. All right, guys, take it easy. Enjoy that free play, and let's make some money. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy your day.